America's going through a lot of change right now, and the way we go about handling it, from Washington government all the way down to our small town and city councils, will be reflected in how our kids, grandkids, and future generations live. Victories in the 2018 midterm elections like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Deb Haaland, and Ilhan Omar, just to name a few, have suggested that Americans are ready to break from the traditional status quo of politics and try something new. Today, I'm talking to the Mayor of Annapolis, Gavin Buckley, an Australian immigrant turned businessman turned politician who was elected in 2017 to lead the capital city in Maryland, about his part in this new way of doing politics. Mr. Mayor.
Hey.
What's going on? Long time no see.
Hey man,
how you been?
Doing? Hey, good to see you, buddy. Cool. Welcome to City Hall.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Let me show you around.
Let's do it.
Come on. Can't leave without seeing this amazing view right here.
Let me see it.
We have
I missed that right on my way in.
the State House. We have St. Anne's, and through that back window over there, we have the crypt at the college where John Paul Jones is buried.
So you just right here. This is the place, huh?
That's where I soak it all in.
So can I just come here and do homework sometime?
Anytime.
All right. Awesome. Let's go.
Cool.
Gavin is the first immigrant to become mayor of Annapolis, and he traveled around a lot before arriving in Maryland in 1992.
My mum and dad met in London. My mum got pregnant. My dad got a job in South Africa and went to South Africa to do the job. He was a miner. He was an explosives guy. So I was born, I had a twin brother. I was born in South Africa. They didn't really live there. They were just doing a job there. Then they moved from South Africa to London. Then we moved from London to Australia. My dad went ahead of the family, and then when we got there, he wasn't there. So I really grew up with my mum,
Gotcha.
my grandma, and my auntie.
So this is where the accent comes from. It's like a South African, London, Australian accent.
It's like a mongrel, yeah.
And if moving from country to country wasn't enough, when Gavin was 33 years old, he started to have stomach pains. He eventually went to the doctor, and the next day, he was in the operation room. He was diagnosed with intestinal cancer. Looking back on it today,
I've never really felt sorry for myself, but I think that those moments in your life, that they do really make you appreciate, the people you love and the life you live. And so I think it just enhanced what I already thought, that I'm a lucky guy.
Although his mother was active in local politics back in Australia, being a politician wasn't part of Gavin's plan. One of the things that makes him a good politician? His restaurant experience. He now owns 6.
But I think for politics, being a restaurateur is really, really good, because you have to, like the general public, you have to appreciate those kind of interactions, and I think that serves you well in politics.
This is the grand staircase. So you don't have like a secret entrance like the president into the West Wing or something? You don't have that?
No tunnels that I know of.
After you.
Thank you. Nice ride. Can I drive?
There's no chance. I've seen how you drive. You're lucky I'm letting you sit in the front seat. Come on.
Oh, let's do it.
Mayor Buckley and I took a drive around Annapolis before heading to the streets to figure out just how many people can recognize their own mayor. Where's your security detail? Like, why am I not getting followed by cops right now?
So when I won the election, the first thing my kids said to me is, "Awesome, Daddy. Do we get a mansion and a bodyguard?" And I had to tell them, no. This is more luxury than I'm used to right here.
But it wasn't just fundraising and name recognition that proved to be a challenge. Taking on an incumbent Republican mayor up for re-election and facing establishment-supported opponents in the primary and general elections was even harder to overcome.
Yeah, so I had to beat a 4-term senator with the full backing of the Democrat Party. And then I had to beat an incumbent Republican mayor who had the support of the county executive was Republican and the governor was Republican. So he had, a lot more resources than I had access to. But, we had the momentum of being the underdog. And I think that was the key for us, that people liked the fact that we weren't establishment.
Gavin also talked to me about One Annapolis, the outlook that he and his administration have on what the ideal Annapolis should look like. What is One Annapolis?
So we have a city that is divided. We have a tale of two cities. We have the haves and the have-nots. People don't think there is any marginalized housing when they come to the city. They come to the waterfront, they go through the historic district, and they think everything is perfect. But it's not perfect. Under the surface, we have neighborhoods that have been abandoned, neighborhoods that have been defunded because the federal government has decided to defund public housing. And then we've had communities that have to grapple with how they deal with keeping the quality of housing up with no money. And so I believe that we have to take care of all of our citizens. I believe that we can't be a great city until we make a great city for everybody that lives here. And that means the richest people and the poorest people. And what's great about this city is it's a small town, and you really can drill down on people's problems and help people if that's a priority for you. That is definitely a priority for my administration.
We also played what I call 15-second policy rounds, where I state a broad policy topic that currently dominates the national conversation, and the mayor has 15 seconds to give me his broad take on that issue. Immigration, go.
So I'm an immigrant. Obviously, this is what makes this country what it is. Our forefathers came here from all over the planet and made America what it is. So it is important to care about immigrants and bring people out of the shadows.
Social injustice, go.
So you can't be a great city until you make a great city for all your citizens. So you have to start caring. Instead of blaming the poor, we have to start helping the poor. If you do that, you'll have a better society, and our kids will benefit from that.
Environment or climate change, or climate change, go.
I want Annapolis to be the resiliency capital of America, if not the world. And we have the water is our greatest asset, but it also is our greatest threat. So I want us to be on the forefront of climate change strategy, and we have a plan for that.
Last one, and this one's gonna be tough in 15 seconds. Donald Trump, go.
So the problem with the country right now is we are being ruled by the principles of fear and this toxic nationalism, and that is permeating the whole world. That is not who we are. Human beings are not that way. Human beings care about one another. Our driving principles should be hope and love, and we're not getting that from our current president. After the interview, Mayor Buckley and I took to the streets of historic downtown Annapolis to ask Annapolitans if they can describe what their mayor looks like. Of course, with Gavin right next to me. There's one thing about Annapolis that you love. What is it?
I like right here, downtown Annapolis. I like going out to eat. I like going out with friends. I think this is like the place to be. This is what I love the most, right here.
The history.
The history?
And this Annapolis downtown area, all the merchants and the bars.
Yeah.
Amazing town, and it's very nice.
This is my first time being here, and I really like it here.
That you'd like to say to the mayor of Annapolis, who kind of oversees and lets you guys be here, what would that be?
Oh, actually, Annapolis is the sailing town of America, so that's a good thing.
I guess keep small business around. They're great.
Small business around.
Yeah.
Fix the flooding.
Take care of the merchants downtown because they're what brings the tourists here.
If you could physically describe the mayor of Annapolis, what does he look like?
I have no idea.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Why don't you know this stuff?
Because I don't live here anymore.
I've never seen him.
Oh, you've never seen him before?
Blonde, about this height. Good guy.
Good guy.
I think he might be standing very close to me.
Which one is it? This guy here? Is he the mayor of Annapolis?
You know.
Is it this guy right here?
No idea. I don't
You
know.
don't. You don't. You. What did you say?
Australian.
Australian.
That's a good question. He was just elected last year, too. I'm not.
He was just elected.
That's him.
Ah, there you go. We got him. Do you think he's tall? He wears a skinny tie and has big black boots.
I'm guessing that's an answer of a yes.
Does he have an Australian accent when he talks?
I do. Yes. How you doing? Hi there.
Good.
Nice to meet you. Cheers.
I lived in New Zealand.
Oh, did you? How
Yeah.
nice is New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm serious sailing there, right? So,
gorgeous.
Gavin Buckley, hi there. How you doing? Welcome. Come and move back. We need you back here.
Hello, how are you?
He always wears skinny ties and always has big boots on. But the most important part is that he speaks with an Australian accent. Sir, do you speak with an Australian accent?
Dude, g'day. How you doing? Thank
Mayor of
you.
Annapolis, Gavin
Nice
Buckley.
to meet you. G'day, Gavin. How you doing? G'day, Gavin. How you doing?
Look at that, Gavin. You got some big fans here in Annapolis.
Should move here. Mum and Dad to move here.
Mayor Buckley made it clear that if elected to his second term, any other future political aspirations won't be thought about unless he gets stuff done at home. He told me that he's not here because he needs a job. He's here because he simply wants to help his home grow. In Annapolis, Joseph Olmo.